Well, good morning, everybody. I'm thankful for everyone who can be here. I know it's a members only stream. We got just a few people in here. Let's see, we got Philip is here. I'm not sure who else is here, but welcome for being here. So we get 10 people now in the live. We'll go ahead and pop in, put a comment up. Jack's mom says good morning. Thank you, Jack's mom. Deb Trulick is here. Thank you, Deb. All right, we go. My four sons here. Good morning, my four sons. Appreciate it. 19 people. We'll let things fill up a little bit before I start sharing stuff. I have stuff to share. I'll tell you this morning, I have some news for what we're going to do on Wednesday, which is kind of exciting, and you'll get to see that first. One of the things that's happened that we came across was that apparently fake Megan Fox and fake Mike Volpe have been having a battle with each other. And we're going to dive into how that went tomorrow night. It's kind of funny that now there's a fake Mike Volman out there. And then him and Megan Fox, fake Megan Fox, have been going at it a little bit. And we'll share that tomorrow. I don't want to share all that today because it's something everybody needs to see because it's kind of adorable, actually. And I just don't want to throw everything out there just yet. 30 people here. Thank you so much for being here. I see we got the chat starting to fill up, the people starting to get in here. I appreciate it for an 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. I tell you, this is the most I've streamed in since I started this deal. I streamed on Saturday for a long time, and then Monday, and now Tuesday, and then tomorrow's Wednesday, and then of course Saturday, and who knows, maybe I always say this, maybe I'll pop on Friday, but there is usually some catch-up time where I do have to just prepare stuff for Saturday afternoons. It does take a while, and that's my weekend is, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And so I do just kind of have to prep a little bit of stuff so it's not a complete disaster. Like this last Saturday was pretty epic. We had, so many people there with fake Megan Fox showing up in the chat, and Mary Lankins and Jeremy Hells, which we're going to take a beating for. Today's the big show, though. The Two Fleas is going to have Dick Lickman on, and they're going to have Mike Volmet on. Mickey Volmet and Dickie Lickman are both going to be on the Two Lees in what has been described as two very important people in this case. We'll see. We'll see how important this really is. I don't know that it's going to be. I don't know that they're really important. I went into the Two Lees chat this past week. Pokemon's here. Rosalind Duke is here. Rosalind Duke. Stay tuned for just J-Hip greeting cards for everyone. Like, congrats on the new baby. It's kind of adorable. Okay. I didn't know I was going to have greeting cards, but apparently we're going to have greeting cards. Rosalind didn't run this by me at all. This is completely new. She's gonna have to fill me in on this. I didn't know this was coming, but yeah, maybe there's going to be some greeting cards for us here. Morning from Houston. Hey, Houston. Glad you're coming here from Texas. Rosalind's from Texas, so you can hook up for a coffee sometime. But I am going to share a little bit of the back and forth that I had on the Two Lees and my confrontation that I had with Bruce Matskin in the chat there. The first time I went there, I said it wasn't horrible. It was a decent back and forth, and they were somewhat nice. But this time when I went there, I would not say it was as great of a conversation as we had the first time. It wasn't as nice. Bruce was challenging me in the chat. The chat was challenging me to go on live with Dick Lickman and Mike Volman and the two Lees. And I don't think I can do that because I don't think I could be in the same stream as Dick Lickman. I don't mind, I wouldn't mind going on a stream that had Volman, but entering enemy territory, so to speak, where they clearly don't like me, and then confronting someone like Dick Lickman, this felon, I don't think I could do that. And I made that very clear that I don't think that would be my cup of tea. Gil Jenkins is here. Hey, Gil, thank you for coming in. Congrats on graduating. The diploma looks sort of real. It's kind of adorable. Is that because I say adorable so much, Rosalind? I do say that a lot. You might have to start including delightful in some of those then, because I also use delightful a lot. I don't know what's going on. It's funny. I always say this. Lorraine's here. Hi, Lorraine. I always say this because I'm kind of an old school person. And when I'm on, if I was on Facebook, like, and I don't get on anymore other than to, I don't know, honestly, to comment on other people's stuff or really just to share links to whatever I have coming up. Outside of that, or whatever friends pop up in my thing, I hit the happy birthday button. But in the old days when you were on Facebook, someone would send you like a message and it would say like, or you'd see something pop up like, oh, my kid got straight A's this month or this semester. And the normal response, in my opinion, would have always been like, nerd alert. Like that would have been like the normal comment you would make. You would say nerd alert. But now, is that not funny anymore? I mean, I always thought that was funny. I always thought that was the appropriate response. Maybe things are changing. I don't know. In the chat, tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was funny. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I thought you were supposed to have fun with everything you do and everything you say. But maybe times are changing. I don't know, because people seem to take exception to that all of a sudden. So I did put up some of my echo barriers. So I don't know if that's helping. You tell me if it's getting better or not. But no, I did do some work on the room today and yesterday. So hopefully it's getting better. I still have more to do because I still have more stuff to put up, more equipment to put, or echo barriers and stuff to put up, but hopefully it's getting better. So if it's not, let me know, but I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, but hopefully today is much better than the other days, because I was working on it this morning. It's one of those things. Hey, Kitty Pants is a new member. Thank you, Kitty Pants, and welcome here to the live here this morning for members only. But yeah, I was working on this a little bit. I started 7.5 weeks ago, and you don't just rush out and spend $1 million to do whatever. It's kind of a see what happens type thing, so you get a few things here and a few things there, and then you see what works. And like I said, this room's always just been my office for work, where I work from home a couple nights a week. And I've never used this room other than 2 nights a week until now. So I've never really had to set it up before or anything like that. But I'll share some of my interactions that we had. One of the things I was going to tell you is, like, I honestly don't know whose idea it was to do this stream with Volman and Dick Lickman. I know me and the ladies, me and Rosalind, Natalie, Starcasm, and Rogue, we chat all the time. And I can't remember whose idea it was to even do this. I know we all saw the same X post with him going back and forth with Mary Lankins and Fake Megan. And then, of course, Rosalind and them were all, and Natalie and Star were all in on it. I was never in on it until, geez, probably 2 weeks into the deal, before maybe 3 weeks before I actually hopped in. And so I don't even know whose idea this was. I'll blame everything on Rosalind, even though I'm taking most of the bullets, and Star is somehow completely unscathed from this entire situation. And so it's a little unfair, but no, we'll do. I'll take the bullets. That's okay. But I don't mind entering into enemy territory, and I wouldn't even say enemy. I was always trying to be nice. But I think I mentioned this yesterday. Me and Rogue, because she's on the West Coast, so when I get to work at 10:30 at night, it's only 8:30 there. So she's still on X, and we have our Xcapades, as we call them, and we'll go on X, and sometimes it's me, sometimes it's her, and we'll go into the enemy territory, and sometimes I'm the spotter, like I'm checking the chat and she's in there, and then sometimes it's vice versa, and she's like, oh, this person said that, because the chat moves so fast, because there's so many people over there just saying very quick, you'll see Polymop run across the screen 800 times. The chat moves really fast, which is stuff. So I'll miss stuff all the time, so I need backup, and she needs backup to see what I'm seeing in the chat that maybe we're missing. So it's kind of like we have a spotter, and then we have our undercover agent inside. Now I always go in as myself, but we'll go in as a different character and kind of stir the pot a little bit. She'll play nice for a little bit and then stir the pot, and then we just kind of see where it goes. But this stream that I've done is, for the most part, we've been trolling a couple of guys, and this has become like a really fun deal. It's like a mission now, because we'll get on at night and it's like 12:30. Even last night it was like 1:30 in the morning, and she sent me a message like, oh, I saw this, and she'll send me a message. So it is a full effort of like 5 people that really don't like this guy, but also aren't really doing the Hell's Case. We're just having fun, and it's really fun. And I don't see why Vomit doesn't get this, but I do, because I've never had a better time in my life. Hey, Joe is here. Hi, hey, Joe. Glad that you're here. I'm glad you could make it here. And once again, I hope the sound quality is starting to get better, starting to improve. 45 people in the chat and 45 likes, I assume. I always just assume that stuff. Rosalind will keep me apprised of all of that. I don't know. Let me see. I'll add to the first page here. Can I? In this is when I first decided to hop in, right? Because I was over on the Two Leaves, and part of creating content for this channel, especially just when we're covering these people, like Vomit and Dick Lickman, knowing they're going to be live on their show tonight, is, I kind of have to go in and, test out the crowd to see how that goes. So here they were saying that, I was attacking the Two Leagues, which, I might have had a little fun at their expense, a very little bit of fun, but that was after they were talking about me first, right? They started it, because they were the first ones to mention me on their show. And so I said, well, I'll go in and I'll clear the air. No pay, no pay, no pay, no help, Jay. Rosalind, you will help and you will like it. I believe that's what they said in the old days, right? As your father said to you, you will do it and you'll enjoy it. And then you'll complain to Megan Fox about it. But I said, thank you, Rosalind. I'm just kidding. Thank you for all your help on the show, because Rosalind is awesome. And that's why I started out the show with the, I have other opening songs to play, but I want to remind everyone that Rosalind is awesome, and also that I am her best friend. So let's just remember that. But they were saying that I was making fun of them. So I said, FYI, I didn't criticize you gals. I had a little fun, but that's all. I dislike your upcoming guest. I'm gonna set that straight. You gals do you. I'm doing my own thing. And that's it. I'm doing my own thing over here. I'm not here trying to do anything else but have fun. But Pokemon. Rosalind, maybe he pays you no attention. You see, I do. I pay her no, she gets all of my attention. I mean, even if you look at Rosalind's last show where Tell Me Everything, I mean, they spent like the entire show talking about me. It was kind of embarrassing if you think about it. It's like, geez, ladies, I mean, can you stop flirting with me at some point? It's just nonstop J-hip this, J-hip that. But that's okay. I appreciated it. That's me just like totally, taking it in. But no, I really do appreciate it, Rosalind. Thank you for spending pretty much the entire Tell Me Everything stream about talking about me. I appreciate that very much. No, actually, the stream was very good, very informative. A lot of background on Megan Fox, real Megan Fox. And maybe at some point in time, Rosalind will do one with fake Megan Fox. We'll see what happens with that. Actually, before I get into my next screen, I wanted to show something here. Before I get into the rest of the thing. Let's do that. This is kind of funny. This is an upcoming announcement that we're going to be sharing as soon as it's available to us. As soon as it's available to the public, we'll be sharing it. I got sent a screenshot of this last night from fake Megan Fox. And as you know, I have had contact with fake Megan Fox. She was in our live chat. She was thrilled to be in our live chat. And this is it right here. It appears to me that fake Megan Fox is starting her own Substack. And the goal here, I think, is whenever it is that she releases, and she said she's going to release her first article soon, within the next day or so. But it says Megan Fox, just a medium smart journalist with terrific hair, not an astroturfer, but a serious troll of the unwell journalists who need help. The world's internet mom who defends those that don't need it. Because you can see real Megan Fox doesn't need her help defending herself, but she's going to do it anyways. And I'm told there is going to be a Substack article released soon, and I will be sharing it live the minute I notice it. All right. I don't know, subscriptions on or something. Everyone's going to be on the lookout for this first article. And when it drops, my goal is to hopefully be able to drive as many people over to Substack just to subscribe to her. It's free, just to subscribe to her, and see if we can get her above Volmit's number, because that would be funny if fake Megan Fox could get more subscribers than Volmit. I mean, that would be hilarious. So I'm just sharing this. I came across this. It was sent to me. That she's going to be releasing her first article, Megan Fox, and we'll see what it's about. It could be, my guess is it's going to be about Vomit, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to be just about her. I have no idea, but it's going to be delightful. And if it comes out before Wednesday night at 6 p.m. when I'll be live, I think with Sarcasm, she might have some work conflicts. So you might be getting just a little bit of just J-Hip, which sounds sucky, but you'll still always have me and Star on Saturdays. But I think she said she might be able to make it this Wednesday. But after that, you might be stuck with, like, I don't know, me and Rosalind or something. I mean, no. But we'll figure something out. But that's why I have to come on in the mornings. I have to practice doing a stream by myself, because this is now only the third time I've ever done this. So by myself, I usually have like Saturday, I had 5 different guests. Well, 4 because one was slugged, so that doesn't count. He wasn't a guest. Someone just let him in, and I had to kick him out after 20 minutes because the numbers were diving down so bad. It was worse than the stock market. It was just going down so fast. And I was like, oh no, this isn't good. So I had to give him the boot. But no, one thing to look forward to, and this is for Wednesday night. This is members only. I'm giving this to you ahead of time. It is possible, and I'm told that her Substack article may drop either later on tonight or tomorrow morning, is what she told me. So let's just get excited for it. And when the time comes, we'll go over and subscribe to it and like it and see if she can get more likes than Volmit, because that would be really funny. Megan Fopox knows how to troll as well, being a parody account. I mean, she better, because that's what parody accounts do. That would be hilarious. So let's just see what happens with this. Let's see what type of article she puts out. And yeah, but Wednesday, if everything goes right, we're going to be sharing her first Substack article. So just, let's keep that in mind, that that's a possibility. All right. Now we'll get back to what we're doing with my encounters. All right. Oh, I have to pull it. These are a little harder because the way I have these screenshots set up. Just give me a second here. All right. As you can see here, I'm still over in the game here. I'm not talking a whole lot, but they're there. And as you can see, Pebs W seems to like you. It says, Jay, we all sub to your channel if you come on Tuesday. No chat, no harm, no foul. So we'll see. The issue, it's been thrown out to me. Pebs wants me to go over there. She's a VIP on their channel. Really wants me to go over there. Terry Ham, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Everyone here who's a member, whether it was gifted or whether you chose to be a member, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I hope you would be members in the future. I'm going to try and do this once a week. Did I actually share that screen? Oh, I did share the screen, actually. Yes. This is what happens when I do it myself. All right. But we will all sub to you on your channel if you come on Tuesday. I don't see where this is a win for me to get 500 whatever people to come over and sub to me for one day. Doesn't sound like a big win. I mean, it sounds like I'm kind of sacrificing myself. Plus I have to be on the same stream with Dick Lickman, who is going to be on there. And it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a fun time. Star Z, thank you. Morning Star. I'm glad you're making it here. We're just talking about my interactions with the 2 Lees on this past Saturday. 61 people here. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 61 likes. I assume I'm going to have. I just appreciate everyone being here. So thank you so much. But yeah, if you could hit the like button, of course, it always helps, especially when I'm just here doing a little Monday or Tuesday morning members only, but it'll be fun. All right. Well, we'll remove that. Actually, we'll just close that one down. I have quite a few of these I put together. It's funny. One of the things they said, well, we'll get to this. One of the things they said, though, is that they said, don't interact with Jay. He'll just put you up on his YouTube channel and make you famous. This is the first time I've ever taken screenshots of a chat. I did this last night at work. And good morning, Dwayne Rapp is here. Good morning. Thank you. Dwayne, you're not going to get cowbells today. There's no star, and I don't have cowbells. If you want to wait, I can go to my living room and find a harmonica. That's probably the best. I don't even know that I can do that, but you might be able to get like a harmonica out of me if you want like 4 minutes of dead air while I go find it. But that's about the best I can offer you at this point. But no, since Star's not here, I don't have I don't have the cowbell, so you're on your own there. Let's see. Share this one. And stage. As you can see, here, oh, I already shared that one. See, that's the problem. Like I said, you're going to be a little patient with me because I pulled these up in a manner that, yes, that one. Okay, I want that. All right. That. Christine Watson, my very first members only stream. Thank you, Christine. Well, it's my very first members only stream too. So we're going to work through this together. But I got time, and I'm going to I'm going to share some stuff. So we'll make a good time of it. I promise. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is the one I want. All right, and this one here you can see. Down here, Pebs W is like, we want J. And Pebs W again is like, we want J. And Peculiar Optics says, Bruce, he's just the newest flop on the polyflop wagon. It's getting a little negative over there. A little negative. Yes, Dwayne, Megan Fox did not pay me enough money, and now I don't have a cowbell. So really, it's Megan Fox's fault if you think about it. It's a lot easier in a members only chat to blame Megan Fox at 8:30 in the morning because I know she's not going to probably see this. But yes, then Pebs again says, we want Jay. And then Harper Martin says, is just Jay here for grifting content for his channel? Well, yeah, that's kind of part of it, but also it was to have a good time. I was there to have a little bit of fun. But as you can see, their chat, it's not the funnest time in the world to be over there. Hey, Shirley's here. Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning, Shirley. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. And we'll keep going. I have plenty of stuff today, so don't worry. I'm not gonna jip you today. I blame the hipster, Zach Wells. I am a hipster, according to Dick Lickman. That is all he's ever called me, is a hipster. I wouldn't say it was nice, but that's Dick Lickman for you. I mean, he also called me a B and whatever else. And I'll close down a couple of these. This one's kind of funny because I don't get it. D Wayne Rap, $20 super chat for cowbells. And I tell you what, D Wayne Rap, I will go ahead and I will search and see if I can get cowbells myself for Saturday stream so that in the future, when Star's not here, I have cowbells. So I will go ahead and I will hop on Amazon and I will make sure that I will have cowbells in the future, even when Star is not here. So it's part Star's fault and it's also part Rosalind's fault. She could also do cowbells. Rosalind do cowbells? No, she can't. All right. I'm sorry. I just coughed. I just impromptu cough. Thank you, D Wayne Rap. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the $20 super chat. This is members only stream. I really do appreciate it, though. Even in a members only stream, I really do appreciate it because this stream's for you. So that's what we're here for. All right. Oh gosh, I gotta get rid of that one. I appreciate you guys being patient. These are particular screens I haven't shared before. And I'm not used to sharing these screens this particular way. But I'll keep going. Hang on, just give me a second. All right, present. Sorry, share. All right, here we go. This is another one that I added. Once again, thank you, D-Wing Rap. $20 super chat. I do appreciate it. So nice. In this one here, you can see Connie says, just Jay, this chat stands strong for Lisa. You better have a tough hide. Well, I'm probably not going to be on. Okay. But, Bruce also lays the smackdown to me. He invites me on, and I'm not going to do it. And everyone's cheering Bruce. They're going, Bruce, 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 go Bruce, go Bruce, go Bruce. Bruce with the smackdown. Bruce needs coffee. Just Jay. The problem is the case has victimized people. Piling on is cruel, not fun. I don't understand who I've piled on. If you in the chat want to explain who I've piled on, because I've only really talked about Dick Glickman and Mike Volman. So Mickey Volman. So I don't know who I piled on here. They keep thinking I'm associated somewhere with, like, I think it's this Michelle lady or Lynette, or I don't know. She's got a whole bunch of names, but yeah. Yeah, Rosalind got derailed. Actually, yeah, I think she left. She's like, I've had enough of this. This guy's not being nice to me. I'm leaving. So yeah, that's what happens a lot of the time. But no. And then Tammy says SmackDown for sure. And then Mother O'Bird says, Bruce, you'll be lurking. Well, yeah, I'm going to be lurking. I'm having a good time. Yeah, well, I'm not as fun of a time as I did the first time, but we deal with what we have to work with. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't totally pleasant. We'll get to that too. Let's see here. Okay. Awesome! Awesome! Oh, great. Now we got Ross. She's not even coming in. She's just going to play a song. Not even her intro song. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe she's coming in. I don't know. Or she's just messing with me. Anything could happen at this point in time. All right. So we'll go ahead and share the screen. Oh, yeah. Of course, Nunya, I don't know what this means, because this happens all throughout this entire stream, and I don't know what it means, where Flutter Yo just keeps saying things like, why just Jay, Nunya? All right. And then I respond. I said, Lisa said she was making more money, because here's what they claim. They claim that Megan Fox is only in this for the money, and she's making double the money that she used to make. So I said, well, Lisa said she's making more money. I just want to know the difference. This is just a question. Like, how much more money, and how do they know? How do they know how much money that Megan Fox is making? And of course, they're not going to tell me. Look at Lori right below, says, Megan has doubled her income at least. DUI guy's gone from 50 subs to over 500 subs in less than a year. I don't actually think that's true. Maybe it is, but I don't think that's true. And and then, of course, Flutter comes back and says, just Jay, Nunya? I don't know what this means. It makes no sense to me. But how do they know what Megan makes? Because I'll tell you something about YouTube. For every dollar you make on YouTube, you do have to spend money also on YouTube. You have to spend money on StreamYard and microphone, and like I had to get echo blockers and all these other things. It's not free. This isn't like this isn't a deal where like, I get a super chat and it all goes in my pocket or something like that. It goes back into the show, especially for me because I just started. So, I have to work every single day at trying to improve things. So it's not, so we don't know what Megan's costs are. I mean, look at now. I think she's working on getting a new studio or getting her husband an office where then she can have her own studio. It's not just this free endeavor. There's work you have to put into it to make money. And like I said, all right, I've never actually been in this to make money. I'm here to have subscribers and to make sure my channel's going somewhere. And I think we're closing in on 2,500 subs, and I have goals. I mean, I would like to have 5,000 subs by the end of the year. That would be wonderful. That'd be outstanding. We're almost halfway there, and that's where I want to be. But if I'm not, I have a job. It's not like I'm destitute and doing this for the money. I'm doing this for the fun. I've always started this for the fun. I just wanted to have fun, and everyone in the chat today has made this so fun for me. Whether it's Rickles 64, happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here, Rickles. Hey Joe, thank you. I don't know if I mentioned you, hey Joe, but thank you so much. but yeah, this isn't like this huge ordeal where especially for me when you're starting out, like you're just raking in money. And even for Megan, she puts out a show. I mean, she said, I don't know, 15,000 viewers and a ton of super chats just to somewhat make it worth her time, unless you're having fun doing it. And I have fun doing it. You can tell Megan has so much fun doing it. Her shows are delightful, but when I go over into their chats, their shows aren't delightful. And when I see about this case ending with what the hells, we're going to find out what channels have something else to talk about and are worthwhile. You're going to find out what people are delightful to be around. And if people don't want to be around me and hear me or whatever I have to share, they're not going to be here. So, and we'll find out who has any sort of staying power. It may be me, it may not. I don't know, but I'll still be here as long as you were here. Mary Rottello, thank you for joining. I can't believe it. We got 71 people here on our Tuesday morning. That's so wonderful. Thank you. And thank you everyone for being a member, whether it was gifted or it was or you chose it. Either way, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, we want to share that one. And I also appreciate everyone being patient. I haven't shared screens this way before. It's just the way I had to set up these screenshots and on short notice that I had to do it this way. But give me just a second here, and I'll pull up another one. Here and here. All right, that's the one we want. All right, we're getting there. As you can see, we have more and more and more banter. Oh shoot, I already shared this one. Next. Hey, Fest Grandma is a new member here. Thank you very much for coming in and being a new member. I really appreciate it. I'm falling apart here because I'm struggling with these screenshots the way I set them up today. I just didn't have a ton of time to get them in the order that I wanted them in. Okay. I just need to close down some screens. I'm sorry, everybody. I hope you're patient with me today. Once again, I normally don't do this by myself, but we're gonna get there. Stop screen. Share screen. There we go. You can see flawed native or flawed native. I don't know. Not a fan. Says just Jay is a YouTube hoe with no moral compass. Megan has zero journal integrity. Okay, now bear in mind they're gonna have Dick Lichtman and Mickey Volman on their show tomorrow. Two class acts. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go well. I mean, in terms of if we're comparing the two, we have Megan Fox, I'm a hoe, and they're gonna have Dick Lichtman and Mickey Volman on, who impregnates his investigations. I mean, if I'm comparing the two, I mean, one side seems to have a better resume, if you ask me. But I'll let you make your own decisions. But thank you once again for becoming a YouTube member. It's very nice of you, very kind. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I can bring you more material that you like. But yeah, going over there, it's not always the best time in the world. Sometimes they're nice to me, sometimes they're not. It kind of depends on where you go, on what day you go in. Some of their moderators are nice to me, but not everyone. Now, they have a fundraiser that they do every single, or not a fundraiser. They have a giveaway that they do every night. So I thought I would stick around and see how things went with the giveaway. And here you go. See, their hashtag was smug. You put in hashtag smug, and maybe you'll win one of their rocks or something. I think you get a rock or something. So they all have to put in hashtag smug over here. And as you can see, just J Hip participates. Hashtag smug, looking for that prize because they'll send me a rock or something. I don't know what they give away. I think it's a rock. Chat, maybe you can correct me if you know, but I think it's a rock or a crystal or something. I don't know. But it's a good time. I did not win. I didn't win. So it was disappointing in that regard. I didn't win the rock or whatever, but I gave it a try. And I see, but I wanted to be engaging. Like if I'm over in someone else's chat, I thought, well, I better just be engaging with them, and we'll see how it goes. It wasn't all good. I'll tell you that much. But once again, I'll keep. Oh, the crystals are garbage from China, probably some arsenic covered gravel. Yes, that's kind of what I thought, because I was like, okay, so I get a rock. And okay, well, back to this. It's just a really good back and forth. Kristen says there's a 5-year-old child. Does that sound funny, Jay? Well, no, because I'm not covering any 5-year-old child, so I have no idea what they're talking about. And then I asked Bruce. I said, Bruce, could you confirm that you subbed and was gifted a membership to my channel? I will not appear anywhere where Luffman is. Sorry, can't do it. And then for some reason, Pebs peed several times, apparently. This is in their live chat. All right. Apparently, Pebs, who has been my biggest supporter at this time, has peed multiple times, and this is the conversation. But no, Bruce would not confirm that he subbed to and was gifted a membership to my channel. He actually disappeared after this question. And then he didn't, beyond that, they said, oh, you got fake Bruce to get a membership. I'm like, it was real Bruce. He was in my chat because the minute he got gifted a membership, he ran away. We all saw that with our own eyes, but Bruce wouldn't confirm it. It's not how he rolls over in their chat. But whatever. This one I already did. We're almost to the end here, and then we're going to move on to a few other things that I have. Oh yeah, here we go back. Let's hold off on this one because there's one more that's better. Stacy. Okay, here we go. Not share screen. Well, I'll tell you this, Rickles. They're so obsessed with this polymop with this polymop thing that over and over and over and over again, they just keep saying it over and over and over again. It's a circus over there. But I'm not going to say it's not an entertaining circus. What's Kitty Pit say? I don't know what I supposedly get, but the winner has to send mailing address through email. I bet they bug the shit out of you once they get your email. Probably some fundraising. I would think that too. I actually was watching one stream where they spent, I think, 30 minutes talking about packages they were sending back and forth. They were just talking about packages. Like, well, I got to get these packages out, and I got this many packages. I didn't understand what any of this had to do with anything, but whatever. That's their thing. Kevin Sheely's here. Thank you, Kevin. Good polyflop, Paul. Yeah, yes, this is a good polyflop Tuesday. Once again, Bruce Mattson, he actually challenged me to come on the channel, right? Come on the show with Dick Lickman. And he says, J-Hip, crickets. Now, I was on my phone. I wasn't on my computer, so it's not like I could type very quickly to get him a quick answer back. So, of course, he does what Dummy does, and he's like, oh, didn't answer me in 2 minutes. Obviously, you had to reach out to your editor or something. And he did his normal stupid stuff. And then we get still back in here. Peb speed. This goes on for hours, Stacy. Now, oh no, speed. There's all of this peeing going on. I don't understand, but this is the level of their chat, and it was kind of funny because they were mentioning like, oh, Jay will put you on his live stream if you screenshot it. This is the first time I've ever screenshot anything. That's why I'm having a little difficulty sharing it today, because I normally don't do this. Normally, I get like 800 things from Rogue Mama where she has done it, and it's all in a different format. It's a lot easier for me. I don't do this stuff myself. I'm too stupid. But that's why I surrounded myself with, or I've allowed them to let me into their group of ballers with Rosalind and Rogue and Natalie and Star. I don't do this stuff. I'm not good at it. So this is my first time sharing screens that I just generally don't do. But they seem to think that this is something I do all the time. Here we go. I got another one here for you. Stop screen. Deb, you had to go shower after 15 minutes of their stream. Well, I had to watch it live, but I was at work and getting paid. So let's just bear that in mind, that I was getting a benefit out of it. Here, once again, Flutter's still just going just Jay Nunya. I get this like 15 times a stream where I'm getting this. And, they just go back and forth. Jay, because I was asking, how do we know how much Megan's making? They're like, well, Jay, why don't you ask Megan? Lisa's not her bookkeeper. Lisa's making the argument that Megan's making more money. Okay, prove it to me. You need to come with the receipts, not me. I'm in your chat. You're telling stuff. Bring the receipts. But they can't do it. All right. Instead, well, she's not their bookkeeper. Bonnie up here says, just Jay. Why does that make a difference? Well, because they brought the damn thing up. All right. This was all them bringing it up. Right below that. Stacy Nat says, well, Jay, it's info you can find out by looking at her analytics. No, it's not info you can find out by looking at her analytics. You don't know what she has to put into her show to do a show. So no matter how much you make doing your show, if the cost of the show rises, then what you bring in doesn't really matter. It's not true. But that's what I'm dealing with over there. Right? I'm trying my best. I really am. I'm being nice and I'm being, cordial, I guess. I try to be. But, it's the best I can do. Let me see. I only have a couple more screenshots that I made. They said Megan made more than Tug. See, and that's the thing. You know what, Deb? Because that's a good point. This is what I wanted to say. Because Tug has like nearly 400,000 subscribers, I believe. He's closing in on it. And Megan's on with Tug all the time. So why would Megan necessarily need Jeremy Hells as a boost when she's already on with Tug, Legal Vices, Dave Neal, Ricada? She's been on with the top streamers of our time, or, in all these different realms. So she's gaining subscribers by entering a bunch of different areas. She doesn't need Jeremy Hells. The ad is very minimal for her to add on a Jeremy Hells, right? Or to be in his pocket. It doesn't make any sense. She doesn't gain that much when she's doing a nightly stream, with Tug, 3-4 nights a week. It makes no sense, but they don't get it. Okay, but we'll continue on. I have just a couple more that I saved here. Oh, yeah. Oh, back to Nunya again. This sucks. I said back to Nunya, and this sucks. Okay, well, I'll share Nunya. Well, get rid of that one. Just two left. Be patient, people. Just two left, I think. Maybe one. Nope, just one left. And then we'll move on to something even more impressive. Fun. Okay, yeah, okay. Nice, extra super chats. Okay, yeah, that's the one we want. I'm sorry, like I said, I normally don't have this set up this way. Normally it's set up for me. I'm doing this by myself here. And you can tell my uselessness. Oh, Rosalind, yeah, you're working. Yeah, you iron those socks again. That's my guess. Yeah. But here you see, I was being respectful. I said, how do we know how much more money? It was claimed here with no receipts. I'm really trying to be respectful, but I'm asking the amount. And then, of course, Flutter Joe again says, just Jay, Nunya. No living clue what that means. All right. Just Jay, just go ask Megan. Look at the analytics. It's not for us to say. They won't ever answer a question on this show. All they'll do is make claims, never bring receipts, and that's it. That's all they do. It's embarrassing to me. But chat, if you're organizing your toothpicks, well, thank you, Rosalind. Don't forget to change out your toothbrush. It's every 3 months. Don't forget to change out your toothbrush, organizing your toothpicks. That's the level of commitment I have from the ballers here. All right, give me just 1 second here, and I'll. In other new developments here that I'll share just in the members only. Actually, Rosalind shared this with me today. I knew about it before. I just never really went through it. But Dick Lickman started his own news channel. Yeah, it's fake news. Change your toothbrush every 30 days. Is that what? Well, Rosalind, you haven't reminded me every 30 days. In fact, the last time I said, don't forget to change your toothbrushes out, you said, hey, that's my line. And I'm like, yeah, it's been like 90 days. So if you think about it, I'm kind of picking up the slack here, but I'll let it go since you haven't received your paycheck yet, apparently. I still believe you have, but maybe not, because I got that mug the other day. Remember when I bought the mug? But no, go over and check out Rosalind's Grift Shop. It's wonderful. You can get everything. You can get your Asto Surf mug. It's wonderful. I bought one. It's delightful. It hasn't arrived yet. But yeah. Hey, Joe, organizing toothpicks by what size? Well, color, round, or flat. We'll have to see. We'll hear from Rosalind later, and we'll get an idea on that. I have went in that chat a couple of times, never subscribed to and got gifted a membership. I didn't think you could get gifted if you're not subscribed. Well, that's amazing. Yeah, I didn't know that is. Oh, yes, Jay, it's the Lord's work. No, I've been subscribed over there for a couple weeks because I'm not a completely dumb man. I don't know how to do stuff like Rosalind will tell you. Like, basically, I know how to do nothing. But I subscribed because I didn't want to get left out. So just in case I get a wild hair up my butt, maybe I'll hop on, because I saw one of their subscribers was suggesting, why don't we make it only subscribers that have been longer than 24 hours can come into their chat? And I'm like, well, that's me. So I've been around for 2 weeks now, so I'm still in the game. So no, I kind of anticipated, should something like this happen, I want to maintain my membership so I can hop over there at any point in time. And so, yeah, if they do change it to like subscribers only 24 hours, I'm still in the game. Granted, I don't think I'm going to go over there. I haven't checked. Let me pull it up. I haven't checked when their stream is. What is it? Two fleas in a pod, two leaves in a pod. Here we go. Let me see what time it is. Upcoming. Oh, it's at 4 p.m. No, I'll be sleeping. I'm not going to be up at 4 p.m. to hop in and talk to Dick Lickman. That's crazy. No, I won't be there. I'll cat out of the bag now. You've heard it here live. Cat out of the bag. I will not be there at 4 p.m. I'll be sound asleep. At best, I wake up at 7 in time to grab Megan and Tug. Usually it's sometimes 8 and I'm an hour late. So we'll do our best, but no, I'm not waking up for that. I thought toothpicks were to keep your eyes open. Well, Dwayne, they can. I believe that's torture, but possibly. But Dick Lickman, he started his own news channel. He is covering the news. Look at this. Let's click on these. Let's look at the blog. Okay, well, it took me to a blog, took me to his main stream here. Okay, well, let's look at the categories. I'm on the categories. Just clicking the different categories here. I'm clicking the categories here. Let me keep. Well, let's find out about this news channel. Clicking the about button. Do I have to highlight it or something? About. All right, well, let's contact them. My mouse is gonna run out of juice here. All right, well, I'll click on the home button. Okay, none of the links seem to work. All right, I'm sorry. I'm clicking all the buttons here, and I'm telling you, you wanted a members only stream, and I'm giving you members only for the 81 people here, assuming there's 81 likes if someone could tell me, but abort, do not contact. Don't worry, Rosalind. The link doesn't go anywhere. You can click that baby all day long. You're never going to get anything. This is a journalist, right, people? He's a journalist. I'm clicking on the link. It doesn't do anything. Rosalind, feel safe. You can go over to Dick Lickman's news channel and you're not going to have to worry about anything working over there. But here you go. He's got his news. It's maintaining integrity and transparency through his, criminal behavior. He's a felon. But he's focused on integrity, and after sharing the nasty memes that he shared about Megan Fox, this guy's telling us that we should focus on him for integrity. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, I'm struggling here, kids, but we're gonna move on. Well, let's see what his things are. Trump respects sanctuary law. All right. Trump. All right. Corrupt and bleeding Trump. All right. General betrayal. Substack. Okay. Stuff. Trump. Go to page 2. Is it getting better? Cars. Jeremy Hill's anti-Semitism backlash. YouTube star faces fire over anti-Semitic rhetoric. Where is he facing the fire from? He's facing fire from just a handful of people, right? I mean, he's facing fire from the ecosystem. That's it. He's not facing fire from like the rest of the entire public on planet Earth, right? There is this group of people of, 900 people that are wasting all of their money into the two fleas and their grift and everything else of lies that never come with receipts. Bruce Matskin, who challenged me to come on the Thule show with Dick Lickman and Mickey Volmet. And then when I said, I can't do it, I can't be on the same stream with Lickman, and he calls me a coward. The guy who won't show up to the court case he was required to show up, the court hearing he was required to show up for. Instead, he runs away. This is BS. That's BS for him to call me a coward of all people, right? Because I would have actually no problem doing that show. The problem is I know that Dick Lickman and Mick Volmet, they can't unmute their mics. We've seen that on my stream. I've had them on twice now, and they can't do it. So I don't need it anymore. The proof's in the pudding there. I've solved that problem. But anyways, if you are so inclined, because, that's what I want to do, if you're so inclined, go over to this wonderful, wonderful news channel where it's all unbiased. Jeremy Hill's anti-Semitism backlash. YouTube star faces fire over anti-Semitic rhetoric. Jeremy Hill's YouTube scandal is, what the hell, star an anti-Semite? Jeremy Hill is accused of sparking bogus custody fight. Kind of going in one direction here, kids. I don't know what more you want me to tell you. His news seems to be a little jaded. Oh, wait. We got a doxer. Speaking of doxing, but no, he didn't have a whole lot to offer here. I'm sorry, not a whole lot to offer here. But one of our very own. I don't know if any of you know this because I am going to end this here in a little bit. But one of our very own, another new journalist. We all talked about Rosalind and her rise to stardom and fame, becoming a journalist herself, one of the best journalists of our time, maybe a Pulitzer coming her way if fake Megan Fox doesn't get it. But Rogue Mama also has become a journalist, released a Substack article, and I was going to share it with you here today if you wanted to see it. Give me 1 second here, I'll pull it up. Oh, I want Yeah, I don't like that one. All right, here we go. We got Rogue Mama. Give me 1 second here. Well, yeah, Kitty Pants. You don't claim integrity. You pay for it. She's what a dumbass. Yeah, you have to pay these guys for their integrity, apparently, because, as Bowman said, I've done 20 of these things where, I do a GoFundMe and people give me money to write an article. I don't think so. And you're going to see this tonight in the back and forth. Not tonight, tomorrow night in the back and forth. Oops, wrong button. In the back and forth with fake Megan Fox and presumably fake Volmet. On Wednesday night, you're going to see this, and it's delightful. It's a delightful back and forth. And I'm going to tell you, fake Megan Fox does not hold back. She is one tough cookie, and she will defend her and her, I guess, because a lot of times she says to real Megan Fox, she says, "Don't worry, me. I will defend us." So it's really kind of a cute back and forth, right? Because she's really morphed into real Megan Fox, and now she's becoming a journalist. So this is kind of delightful to see. So I hope on Wednesday night, if this happens and the Substack article is released, I hope you're here to see it, because it's going to be fun, I think. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be about, but it could be a really fun article, and it could be a fun time to see if we can get fake Megan Fox ahead of real Volmet, because that would be amazing. But let's see what Rogue Mama put in her Substack. Once again, I don't want to leave anybody out. Substack is a place where journalists or anybody, basically anybody, can go and write whatever they want. However, people can pick and choose who they want to follow and subscribe to, whether it's a paid subscription or just a free subscription. So that's what it is. Obviously, here on this particular stream, you have either paid or been given a free membership, courtesy of someone else, probably D-Wayne Rap, Debbie Baker, or any of the others. I can't remember them all. I hate to leave somebody else, but I'm just saying here, this is a members only stream where I'm going to share a little bit of, just some other stuff like my back and forth with the Lees and things that I wouldn't share in a normal stream. Because they went crazy exciting, but it is the behind the scenes of what I do. I spend, you have to remember, I get to work, say, at 10:30 at night, and I might have to spend 3 hours in a Two Lees in a Pod, stream doing my thing, while me and Rogue Mama, are in it. We're doing our escapades. Even Rogue told me the other day, she's like, I finally had to break down and tell my husband about my late night escapades, because that's what we do. Just having some fun on X. It's fun. It's fun. I've never had this much fun on X. Back when it was Twitter, I think I joined in, 2012. I used it very sparingly until 2023, maybe 2024. I don't know. I hardly used it at all. And then the Laura Owens thing came up, and then Rosalind was stalking me left and right, just begging me to be her friend, as she always does. And I was like, fine. And then, then we created the Ballers. And, the Ballers do what we do, I mean, Natalie's hilarious, and Rogue is so funny, and Rosalind's talented, and Star is so snarky, and that's what we do. But, hey, Lisa Hines is here. You're late. Damn it, Lisa. What were you doing? Why are you late? Now you have to go back and watch from the beginning 3 times. You're going to have to watch it 3 times from the beginning. It's your punishment for being late. No, just kidding, Lisa. Thank you for being here, Lisa. Even though you're late, you can always watch from the beginning. But let's take a look at what Rogue Mama has to say. Critique of Pro Hell's AstroTurfer's use of engagement for content. Volpe's Trollapalooza. This was written on April 4th, 2024. 5 by Rogue Mama or Rugu Mama. For those who don't know, it's Rogue and pronounce it Rugu. Oh, bless Michael Volpe's heart in his Substack word vomit titled Pro Held Astroturfers Use Engagement for Content. He's got his tinfoil hat on tight, swearing YouTuber Jeremy Hells is puppeteering as a defamation lawsuit into some grand YouTube engagement racket. Newsflash, Mickey, you're not uncovering a conspiracy. You're the punchline. You're being told harder than a noob on a Call of Duty lobby. And your article's such a train wreck, it's practically performance art. Yep, that's true. Volpe, the troll's favorite chew toy. And this is true. This is so. Thank you, Rosalind, for popping in again, derailing everything. And now I have to get to the stage. My thing again. Lisa Hines, trust me, watching it 3 times would not be a punishment. It's a benefit, actually. So, no, you were fine, Lisa. But, no, you don't have to watch 3 times. It's a members-only stream. We're just having some fun. So, thank you. I'm just thankful there's people here. I was worried that I might log in and there might be like just 3 people here all day. So 87 members here on a members only stream at 8 in the morning to 9:30 or whatever is delightful for me. So thank you so much. So hopefully for any of you who are members, this is worth it for you to be a member. Just me sharing some stuff I wouldn't share in a normal stream. Just maybe my back and forth screenshots, things like that. And if it's not worth it for you, just let me know. I'll do something in the future. But no, I just thought it'd be fun to do a little back and forth on the, what we actually are doing behind the scenes for fun. Jessica, wow, I didn't know I had a membership. Someone must have gifted it to me. Well, that's terrific, Jessica, because now you can be here. So I appreciate it. Back to Rogue Mama here. She says, Volpe's the troll's favorite true toy. Volpe's big scoop hails in his posse, Megan, Sellout Fox, and that umbrella guy are astroturfing, faking a grassroots beef with neighbors Lynette Preston and John Cook to rake in those sweet, sweet clicks. Except maybe it's not Hell's pulling the string. Maybe it's some basement-dwelling troll with a Sharpie and a grudge giggling as Volpe spins the yard. Those signs Hell's sued over. Volpe says, Hell's wrote them himself, citing a handwriting expert like it's CSI, Otter Creek. Or, and you hear me out, some rando forged them to watch the world burn. And Volpe's the sucker who took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and bait, hook, line, and clown wig. Yeah. Give Rogue a likey. See, Rosalind, you're not the only one. I just, on the live stream here, I gave her a hearty clicky thing. So there you go. I'm not going to re-substack it. I'm not going to be those people. Maybe I will. We'll see in the future. But no. There you see, Rosalind, you're not the only one. I also just did the hearty button right now. You know what would be funny if Bruce was here, because he was gifted a membership, and he should utilize that gifted membership by coming in and watching the show. I mean, it's kind of rude if he's not, but I'm just okay. I'm just saying that. Right, give me just a second here, and we'll get back to it. Fox's over-the-top videos. Umbrella Guy's commentary. That's not a cable genius. It's YouTube doing what YouTube does, feasting on drama like vultures on roadkill. Volpe whines his fundraisers tanking while they thrive. Boo-hoo sounds like someone's mad the trolls picked the better dance partner. He's not exposing a shame scheme. What am I, Connery now? Shame. He's flailing in the trolls web, and they're probably toasting his meltdown with Mountain Dew. Writing so bad it's a meme. This article's a literary dumpster fire. Less investigative journalism, more guy yelling at clouds while tripping over his own shoelaces. Volpe's tossing out gems like Shizzy Wiznut, my former friend Megan Fox. What is this? A middle school burn book? It's so disjointed you'd think he wrote it during Sugar Crash, hopping from deposition rants to YouTube shade with all the grace of a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. No structure, no flow, just a word salad that screams, I met online, and I got a thesaurus. Yes, this is good. This is a good read here, all right? She puts it together. But we'll continue on. New readers, good luck. Volpe name drops prior scoops Matskin. Who? Like we're all subscribed to his fan club, leaving us drowning in context-free muck. The Ohio Protective Order sounds juicy. Too bad he doesn't explain it, just dangles it like a carrot for his imaginary Pulitzer. Trolls don't need to try hard when their target's this rattled. Volpe's basically writing their victory speech. Bias bigger than his ego. Volpe's got beef with Hells and Fox so thick you could grill it. Calling Fox a sellout and Hells a content kingpin isn't analysis. It's a tantrum. Trolls love a hothead, and Volpe serving up rage on a silver platter. His one gotcha, the handwriting expert, gets no backup, no report, no quotes. Just trust me, bro. Where's the YouTube analytics? The troll receipts? Nowhere, because he's too busy rage typing to notice he's the mark. Trolls 1, Volpe 0. I would say Trolls a million, Volpe 0. Imagine if Volpe had a brainwave and clocked the real game. Trolls punking everyone, Hells the neighbors, and his sorry self for kicks. Nope, he's too busy playing Scooby-Doo, chasing a villain who's just some dude with a VPN and a dream. The result, a sloppy, snarky mess that's less expose, more troll bait gone viral. Congrats, Mike. You're not the detective, you're the doofus in the meme. And of course, brought to you by J-Anon, Starcasm, Rosalind, Rogue Mama, and just J-Hip. Verdict, Volpe's not unveiling Hell's master plan. He's the troll pinata, swinging wild and spilling cringe. The article's a disaster, so funny it's almost genius. If only it weren't so sad. Next time, Mikey, log off and touch grass. The trolls are laughing all the way to the algorithm. That was such a good piece by Rogue Mama because it mentions the point of what we're doing here. And when I say we, I'm talking about, me and my friends. We have such a good time with the troll. I mean, you look at all the wonderful things that Rosalind Duke has created, in the last year around not only this case with the scummy cahunts and the turtle snatchery and, all of that stuff. And then you got Rogue Mama coming with her new piece on the Substack. You got Rosalind becoming a journalist, Rogue becoming a journalist, me and Star all of a sudden. I have my YouTube channel here and Star's appearing on my channel here. So much was created, and I didn't create my channel for this. If you remember my first two streams, don't remember my first two streams. They were a nightmare. Please don't remember my first two streams. But if you remember, this was not the goal. But something came across to me that was funny, and that was Dummy having a conversation with Mary Lankins, who we all followed from Laura Owens. And then Fake Megan Fox. And Fake Megan Fox, remember, was around during the David Dingus days. All right. So it's not like Fake Megan Fox arrived to, make fun of vomit. Fake Megan Fox has been there. I mean, I've seen Fake Megan Fox since David Dingus. So, I mean, it's not like this is like a new character that was created for him or for this case. It was here. She never commented on this case, as far as I know, until all of a sudden, she had commented almost always directly with Dingus or just about her hair or things like that, or with real Megan Fox. She didn't jump into this whole scene until all of a sudden Dummy went and picked on real Megan Fox, and fake Megan Fox took it personally, which is really funny in my opinion, because she's, like I said, she's so devoted to real Megan Fox that I'm like, well, I have to see what happens next in this whole situation. And we're going to share that on Wednesday. I promise you, we're going to share that on Wednesday. It's going to be fun. But there is this huge back and forth. There is this, and I think Star is going to be there to read fake Megan Fox, and I will read Volmet. But there is this huge back and forth battle that they had. I don't know how much longer it'll go on. I have no idea. But I'm going to keep, looking into it and seeing where it goes. But I've been following, but don't, I'm begging you, don't go follow it now, because save it for a surprise for Wednesday night. Don't get on X and go follow it now, because you're going to ruin your Wednesday night surprise, all right? But it's members only, so I'm giving you the surprise now. I'm saying there is this back and forth, and it's amazing, but wait till we share it on Wednesday, because that's where you're going to want to get it. You're going to want to get it from me and Star. Not just watching on your own or reading it on your own, because you're not going to get the character of it. So just wait for it, be patient, and also don't forget, we're going to wait and see if that Substack article comes out from fake Megan Fox. I got a message in my DMs on X, and she said, and she also shared it on X too, where she shared that she was, the photo of her thing. But she said it was coming soon. So we'll see what happens. If it's out by Wednesday, great. We'll share it on Wednesday. If not, we'll share it on a Saturday stream, I promise. But when something breaks from fake Megan Fox, we will share it. And see, I want you to remember, Volmet thinks that this is like a well-financed pro-health campaign. And we are sitting on bated breath, waiting to see if fake Megan Fox drops a Substack article. Okay? I hope you can understand the funny in that, because it is so dang funny to think that we're sitting here on bated breath for a fake Megan Fox Substack article. And he's uncovering his Watergate moment. This is amazing. It's gonna be fun. I promise you, Wednesday and Saturday are gonna be fun streams. If I can squeeze a little fun one in the morning on Friday, I'll try my hardest. I see we have 99 people in this members only chat. I would hope that I have 99 likes, please. Also, I want to say, Helena Handbasket, you are late. Juliet, you are late. So you'll have to rewatch, because I'm an hour and 24 minutes in, and you've come to the end of the show, unfortunately. I can't go any longer. I have to move on with my day. But I hope you enjoyed this members only stream. I hope this was something maybe you were looking for. I'll go 10 minutes longer. If you want me to go 10 minutes longer, you put a one in the chat. 10 minutes longer, I'll tell you some personal stuff. I'll share a funny story about me. If you want me to go 10 minutes longer, I'll share a funny story. It's going to be a personal story. We got to put a one in the chat just so I know that you're interested. All right. We got 1-1. 2. Okay. Good enough. 10 more minutes. Okay, I'll give you 10 more minutes, but this is all going to be personal. This is just about me. All right, I'm just going to tell you about my personal life. So I was married before. Oh, Rosalind gives me 1,000,001. Okay. So I was married before to my first wife, and we got divorced. But then after that, one of the last girls I dated, ladies I dated. She was deaf. All right, and I can say this here because she's not going to hear it. But 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 no, she was deaf. So it was interesting relationship because we met online, and I knew she was deaf ahead of time, and I didn't know how this was going to work. So, but I did over time learn some sign language. But overall, one of the nicest people I ever met in my life. But at the same time, it just didn't work out. She had kids, all right, more than one, and they were not deaf. Just she was deaf. And there would be times when we would, go out and do stuff. Maybe you go to the zoo or you go do this or whatever with the girls. And the kids would be sitting in the back seat and they would be arguing back and forth. It was just constant battle. And she's in the front seat just enjoying all of her time, just having this wonderful, delightful time while I'm sitting here just wanting to backhand these kids. And she has no clue what on hell is going on in the back seat. And it was just so frustrating for me because I'm not a person who likes chaos in my life. And so I'm sitting driving, just thinking, do something already. And here's the problem I found with dating someone who is hearing impaired. All right. The very first time I went over to her house, her fire alarm was chirping the entire time, right? Like every 5 minutes it chirps. And I'm like, you need to change the battery. And she just shrugs her shoulders and goes, well, I don't hear anything. And I'm like, yeah, but your kids should hear something. I mean, your fire alarm needs new batteries. It's like, wouldn't your kids tell you this? But and anyway, since then, I found out that I'm probably not a good candidate to date a deaf woman. But I'm going to tell you this: she had one of the best sense of humor about it. Because one time we were at a museum and we were in like the Native American portion of the museum, and she was asked me, she's like, "Oh, do you want to know what the sign is for Native Americans?" And I go, she's like, she's rolling on the floor laughing. Because that's so wrong. I shouldn't have done that. But by now, people, if you don't know my personality, that's what I had to do. It's my comic, release. It's what I have to do. So she was the greatest person, one of the best people I've ever met, because she was so wonderful and she could take all of these jokes and she actually loved them. She was just so happy to be around someone who could laugh so much, but it didn't. But I'm going to leave you with that. And trust me, it's okay. She's not going to hear this. I tried, just lost 800 subscribers at this point. Sorry. I said, but you asked for it. You asked for 10 more minutes of something personal to me, and I gave you something personal, and I don't know what you want from me. I think I should get a thank you, to be honest with you, because I was honest with you. I was honest and told you the truth about our relationship. But going forward, in whatever next relationship I have, you will have to have that sort of comedic level of understanding that I'm not a normal person, and I like to have fun in every aspect of my life, no matter how it comes. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today for a members only stream. Rosalind, you did ask for that. I gave you a story. You wanted a story, and that's it. That's what you get. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I gave you 1 hour and 30 minutes of interest and fun and love. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Dwayne Rapp, Thank you for the super chat. New member Kitty Pants, new member Fest Grandma. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. And guess what? I promise you, we're going to do another members only chat or live next week where we'll just go over whatever. You never know what you'll get from me. You're not going to get another death date story. I promise you that. That was a one time only because you asked for 10 more minutes. So there you go. All right. Thank you very much for coming out. Love you all and have a great day and be safe out there in the world. It can be a scary place. Be safe out there and just remember to keep laughing. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, it's him to BJ.